Hey YouTube, it's Angel touching base with you again on our Dream Big series. Today I was speaking with someone about starting a business, and it reminded me of the importance of branding. As I have my hands or irons in a lot of fire, so to speak, and branding is extremely important when we consider what we're going to name our business, how we will do our PR, what people will say about us when we leave the room. It has often been said and questioned, what is it that you do? And that's a good question because I've been working at this branding for some time now, and it is finally coming together, and all things are working together. And as a scholarly practitioner, it's extremely important for me to deliver the right message in a market where ideas are extremely broad. It is very important that you narrow your scope. That's one of the things that they teach us in graduate school is you have a really big idea, and many people are thinking about this same idea. However, the catch is, how do you add value to the field? And in business, it should always be that you are adding value to the business or to the industry. So to speak, just like research, you have to also add value to business. So what's different about what you do? So essentially, you're talking about developing your niche. Something I learned from one of my good friends, Lisa Kirby, who is really doing her thing on the internet, and I'm excited and following everything that she does because she is extremely a great inspiration to me, and I want to be the same to my audience as well. So from the Audacity Lab, we're talking about branding today, and this is for my friend Sharika. Holler out to you today and congratulations on your continuous efforts to start something new, do something big, never give up on your dreams, and I'm always excited about what you are doing. So, what will people say about you when you leave the room? That is what branding is all about. So, I'm going to share a little bit with you about branding and what it does for your market. The reality is not something that you create and communicate to your audiences. You build it. So, in essence, okay, you begin with an idea. You have this idea, and again, we talked about narrowing it down. So, see, there you're already building your brand by narrowing it down to something unique and different. For me, I started with case by case. Okay, real big. Okay, case by case research foundation. Still very, very big market. Of course, since I'm a graduate student, I cater to students and academia and their needs, the things we use in the research realm, which would be our tools, how we analyze our data, data collection tools, where to find information, data sources, and things of that nature. So I have my big picture market all together in terms of what I want to offer on my website. So, but again, as a researcher, I have to also have a interest in something in particular. So for me, it's social conditions. Okay, well, that's really huge too. So I can talk about that, and good, okay, I've been talking about that. You can talk about the elderly. I can talk about what's going on in our prison systems. I can talk about all the social ills in the world, and I tend to tap into many markets. So with that said, okay, well, what's different? Everybody's talking about that. So for me, it's all right. Well, I want to be offering something a little bit different. So here we go. Okay, well, how can I help? Because I'm in the helping profession. My graduate degree is in human services, and that means helping individuals overcome societal barriers or even challenges or environmental conditions, things of that nature. So for me, my brand became social work without walls, and that is the brand that I want to deliver to the world. That's what I want them to be saying about me when I leave the room. Okay, she is in the helping profession and she wants to offer solutions to societal problems. So with that said, I went over and decided, okay, well, let's, how do we market that? How do we market our solutions? And in social entrepreneurship, which is about what we're talking about in my great big dream big theory, is how to help people overcome those social conditions. And that's simply what social entrepreneurship is all about. So again, I take on the concept of social work without walls, and that is essentially what we're doing, with no boundaries. We use the internet, we break down the data, we research problems, and we research solutions. Because oftentimes what happens is what's going on in our neck of the woods, that's what we do. But many people around the world are really making things happen in their markets. So say for example, London or Britain, or let's say anywhere in the world. I won't name places because I'm not good geographically, but when we think about what's going on in other places, it's vital for us to consider what's working, because if it's not working in your neck of the woods, we want to find out what's working and where it's working and why is it working. So we answer all those questions: the who, what, where, when, why, and how. So for me, again, branding is, what are people going to say when you leave the room? And that again takes time, and value is based on values and features and functions and publicity. And today we use the internet as our market tool to help us deliver our messages through Facebook, Pinterest, Google Plus, YouTube, and so many other Tumblr sources, where we don't lock ourselves in or put ourselves in a box. And of course, as a internet personality, I certainly don't put myself in a box, because my audience is not limited. Otherwise, I would be limiting myself to something like Facebook or Twitter. And so I use all of the social media sources that I can wrap my mind around, and that would include building a blog and talking about engaging others, building teams, and things of that nature to help me get my message across. So again, we're talking about branding, and it takes time and effort, and you can't give up. And that's a part of that whole dream team concept. Dream big, always begin with the end in mind. Okay, you have this really big focus, and you have to narrow it down to your niche market, and then you move with it, and you take your message around the world through whatever residential social media sources you have become accustomed to using. And if you're not there yet, okay, that's where we're going. So we have been trying to, or not we, but many industries have been trying to train individuals in markets that simply have changed. And so with that said, there's billions of jobs that are not being fulfilled or filled because individuals don't have those skills. And that's something that we must, you know, address, because this market, this social market that we use on a global platform, is where we're going. It is where we are, and it's not going to stop. And that is why we now see in our school systems where They are now implementing business marketing in our middle schools and teaching them how to use things like Excel spreadsheets and Microsoft Word and, get beyond 140 characters. Okay, 140 characters is okay, kicking it sometimes, and they want to use Twitter sometimes. Okay, that's good. But we still have to be able to speak the language and write the language and all of those great things, which require us being able to go beyond 140 characters, being able to write a paragraph, being able to deliver a message in our niche market. So I'm excited about what they're doing in the school system because somebody has gotten the message that says we have to teach our children what the new climate is like and how to use those skills effectively. So, brand social work without walls simply means when you walk away at the end of the day, here's what I want you to be saying: social work without walls. There are no barriers to what we can do. We can cross many shores, cross many seas, work in any city and on any continent. So, branding, social work without walls. That's what my friend Sharika on today. As you build your empire, be thinking about your branding and what people are going to say about you when you leave the room. Thanks. At the Audacity Lab, we're checking out. Thanks. Bye bye.